Good day, welcome back to my green. After 5 days straight of cloudy, raining, and no sun and cold, finally we have some warm day. And a few of my figs arrived, so we're going to do some tasting. This one is Socorro Black. It just come right off. The tree quite productive, but this one is the first fruit that ripe. The rest is still green. As the name suggests, it sounds like black fig, but it's not really that dark at all, only a little bit. From the outside look, it seems nothing special and it's a medium fig, but when we cut open, this is probably one of the best looking fig in my entire collection. Despite it not fully developed yet, it still has some of the best pulp. It looks like strawberry preserve or strawberry jam. It's super dark and super intense look. It not have a lot of syrupy, but let's see how it tastes. For Socorro Blacks, it's super jammy. It's not syrupy, but it's jammy. And berry flavors, it's very pronounced. I pick strawberries. And I also feel a little tartness. I taste a little tartness, but the sweetness it also kind of not really develops. It very light. So again, I assume because it late in the season and it was raining, that's why it not really developed that sugar. But judging by its looks, it seems to be a very good variety. We also have a super jumbo that arrived. Let me pick this. Not that big of a fig, but for first time tree looking okay. Okay, now we cut open the super jumbo DK. The fruit is a medium sized fig. It's not really that large as the name suggests. And it's not really that heavy. It's only 24 grams. Probably it's very dry out, that's why. Now let's cut open. This one, to be honest, it doesn't look good at all, but only after taste. For Super Jumbo DK, the flavor is very mild. Berry flavor is very light. It not really doesn't have much of the kicks. For sweetness, also very light. It doesn't develop much sugar. Probably it was raining a lot, or probably because it's late in the season already. Some night it can go down like a 50, even up 40. Maybe that's one of the reasons. That's why it's not that sweet. I do taste some tartness, a little tartness, and it's not a syrupy at all, but it do feel jamminess. But I cannot really assume or say anything just yet because it's still quite a young tree. So far I'm okay with this variety because this one is just the first fruit from the tree, and it's quite productive. But the size of the fruit it's not really fit that name because super jumbo is supposed to be a size of an apple, if I believe that what people say. Maybe because of my climate, or because the tree is still young, or maybe because I'm grow them in pots. For this tree is Violette de Bordeaux. I already do a tasting on this variety before, but I want to give you update on this one because this one has a spade leaf shape, and also the fruits it look a bit different from the regular Violette de Bordeaux. The one that have a ginkgo leaf, the finger leaf, it has tiny fruit, but this one the fruit it look very round, and it produce a small or two medium size. These three are Violette de Bordeaux. I already make video about this variety, but in that video the fruit I show is similar to this guy. It's super tiny, 5-6 grams at most, and I do like some of the flavor, but I really disappoint with the size of the fruit. And this one it produced from a finger leaf branch, but these two guys is quite a bit bigger. This one is 13 grams and this one is 18 grams. It looked very similar to Violette de Bordeaux. The branch that produced this one have spade-shaped leaf. So it's kind of interesting that same variety and same tree, just different branch, but with a different shape of leaf, have produced a different fruit size and fruit looking. Okay, now let's cut open and do tasting also, because after a big rain, how the taste is going to change. For Violette de Bordeaux, it look very charming. It's one of the best looking inside part, but the size it really disappoint me. Now a bigger one that come from a spade leaf shape. This one look a tad less charming and also less intense of the color, but it's super red also. It's just a tad less than the one that we just saw. So this one a bit darker, and this one is like a day need a day more or two to be this color. But overall it look great. And now the one that have a honey drooping out from the eye, it seems to be get spoiled a little bit because from the rain. But let's cut open, and this one seems to be spoiled a little bit on top, or I'm not so sure, or overripe, but the inside is so good looking. It doesn't have any quality at all. It's full of charming goodness. I already do testing about this variety, but now it's kind of an update on the bit variation of the fruit. But this one is dry on the tree and it look very charming. The same thing that I already make a video of, the small tiny from a fingerlobe tree, but this time it dry, and also the cool night, the rain, it get what is going to affect this fruit. Wow, that tiny guy does pack with a punch. It was super charming and rich and thick, with a nice berry flavor and with very good sweetness. It's as good as a perfectly ripe during the peak of seasons. Despite it get like 5 days straight of rain, yeah, it stopped here and there, but most of the time it was raining and cloudy, and it get cold down to 40 and 50 in the night time, and now kind of late in the season already, and it still produce this quality of the fruits. I am impressed. Okay, now let's move on to a bigger fruit that from a different branch that produce a spade leaf shape. This one a little bigger. For this one is a bit less ripe, maybe a day or two more if I let it hang, but it's still pretty much the same flavor, nice berry flavor, rich, jammy, not syrupy again, but it's quite a bit bigger, and this time I taste a little tartness, just a touch of it. And now let's move on to the last Violette de Bordeaux. This one is super ripe, maybe too ripe. For the last one is super ripe. It's very nice flavor, same as like the first one. It that intense, that nice thick, charming goodness. Alright, for our last variety, these two are I258. I already give a tasting last time, and it's a 1 year old tree. But I also want to give you update on this one because after I mentioned before, it was 5 days rains and cold and cloudy. It's no sun at all, so I wonder how it's going to stack up with those things. It looks very dry out on the tree, but don't know what inside. But so far it doesn't split at all. This one I don't know how it do. Okay, we have two, so let's pick it and do a tasting. Yum yum. Let's cut open this guy first. It look more syrupy than the rest of the fig that we have today, and the pulp it still look very charming, so cannot wait what it's going to taste like. Alright, now we go with the last variety, I258. Again, this one from a 1 year old tree. For I258, the flavor is still strong, nice berry flavor, jammy, a little more syrupy compared to Violette de Bordeaux, but the flavor, the intense, it very similar. Yeah, kind of surprised. And this time around, I taste a little tartness. Probably it's spoiled, or maybe because it was rains. That's why it kind of sour. And now move to the last fruit. Wow, this one is same great thing. It's a super jammy. For the last eye toothache fix, it still tastes great as the one that I tasted before that. It still have a great berry flavors, super jammy, good syrupy, and also super sweet. But just like the first one, also it tastes a bit of tartness. Probably it's sour. If compare this flavor to what I remember from the earlier in the season, that I have a perfectly ripe during a peak growing season when the outside is still nice and hot. This time around I taste a bit tartness or sour. Alright folks, for today tasting, that's all I got. Hopefully you like it, and I see you next video. Bye bye.